Hey, it's Roman with Deer Park Farmstead. I'm going to talk to you about why we chose this property for our farmstead. There was some things that we specifically wanted from a property when we bought it. So I'm going to go over all the things that made this property the one that we really wanted. So when it came to buying property, there were some specific things. Of course, I'm a gardener, so that's really important to me to have that kind of layout to where I can start gardening right away. I've got a 1/4 acre plot right now, and it's only going to get bigger. So this is a huge plot that right away went in, and we had no problem. The first 2 acres of this property might be a little short, but still it's pretty clear, so we're able to start gardening right away. I didn't really have to do too much as far as clearing out, so that was important to have that cleared out area in the front of our property and just start going at it. Behind me here are 2 cabins that were made on the property. These can be used for many things. We definitely want to try to use them for renting out, as far as like campers that want to come out and kind of have a more rustic kind of a feel to feel a little bit more of the country. So we want to eventually do that, but we can use it for storage for now. And there could be countless things, if we want to maybe even turn one of them into a chicken coop. So it's good to have some outbuildings. There's a few, including the one for the pigs right now that was here, so we were able to for one, store some stuff and have pretty much a ready-made pig barn. So that worked out really well. So we really liked having outbuildings. Along with this garden, there was another factor that was important to me, and that is that there's agriculture out here. There's a lot of agriculture out here, but there's hay fields everywhere, like around here, but not really close. I did not want to have our property close to any hay fields because pesticides, I do not want any pesticides blowing in or anything like that. So we're pretty far away from any hay fields, and the trees are able to actually filter out a lot of that pollution that could possibly get in here as well. So we're away from any hay fields that can blow in any kind of pesticides into our land and into the ground. Do not want that. So that definitely, I was looking on Google Earth to see how close in proximity was any kind of hayfield, and this property is pretty far from anything that's relatively close, so that worked out really well. Another reason why we chose this property was because we wanted rural. This is quite a bit far, but close enough to where we can still go to the city. We're only 20 minutes away to get to any major supermarket, anything like that, Costco. We do our local Costco run maybe once a month just to pick up a good amount of supplies that'll last us through. My son's in school, so we make his lunch, and we don't have him eat any of the food there. We're just not really pleased with the school food, the hot lunches and stuff like that. So we'd rather make his lunch, give him good food from organic stuff, so we can make it for him. So we're really close, but yet we are pretty rural, and that was important. We don't have too much people around us, but the people that are close to us, we can talk to them, and we're close enough to them to, if anything were to happen, like emergencies, that really works out well because we're pretty close to our neighbors. Another reason why we chose this property is because of water. We needed a well, and we wanted to make sure we had a decent producing well. It isn't the best, but it works for us and what we need it for right now. We are going to make some improvements to it, but it does have enough quality to where we can work with it and do what we need to do with it until we improve more stuff, like getting a reserve tank. That's the next step, but we definitely wanted our own water, and we didn't want to have to rely on city water anymore. So, well, very important. And last but not least, this is an important one that was on the list for us, and that is the schools around here. The schools are awesome over here. My son is getting a great education, and he's made so much progress just at this school alone. So very pleased with the schools, very high rated. So when we were looking, we had to make sure the schools were good. He's going to get a great education, and so we're so pleased with these schools and the communication we have with all of his teachers. I go in and I speak to the teachers and even the principal. We had a meeting, so it's just completely different from the city that we are at in Las Vegas. Those were like ones, and these are like nines and tens out here. So completely different, and we're so pleased with the schools out here. All right, so there you have it on why we chose our property here in Deer Park, Washington. It's all these, list things that we were looking at were very important. The schools, everything, and especially growing our property and growing all the stuff that we want to do. There's so much potential here. So I hope you guys like this content. Please like, subscribe. I'll talk to you on the next one. Be well.